Hi, I'm Boy George, and I'm a singer, musician, DJ, photographer, homosexual, in no particular order, and sometimes all at the same time. I was asked basically to do it. I had actually had a short space of time off work. I'm doing The Voice in the UK, and literally this opportunity came up, and it was like, okay, Boy George and Arnold Schwarzenegger. That sounds like Batman and Robin. So I just thought I got to do it. I mean, it's you know, it, I haven't really done reality TV ever, but I think this is probably of all of them probably the classiest one because it requires thinking. It requires you to do things that you probably don't normally do. Teamwork. In my world, I rule in my world. So I don't, in bands, you like to pretend there's democracy, but it's really the person with the big hat wins. So basically, it's like, it's going to be really challenging to see whether I can work in a team, whether I can take orders. It's all going to be very interesting. I think they're all basically a threat, aren't they? Because only one person can win. So as much as you want to work in harmony, you've also got to think, why is this person being friendly to me? What do they want? You have to be very British about it. Like in England, if you go up to someone and ask them the time, they look at you like you're going to kill them. So I'm going to take that approach with the rest of the contestants. I mean, I don't know any of them. I know obviously a couple, but I don't know anything about them being a Brit. So it kind of gives me an advantage in a way, because I think the less you know, the better. I don't know. I mean, New York is probably more hectic. So I think probably, I always feel like, Los Angeles is like old America. People are very friendly. People talk to you. People just come up and talk to you, regardless of whether you're famous or not. People just ask you weird questions in the street. And to start with, it's really weird. But I feel like, like London and New York, they're kind of cities that are sort of losing their identity. Whereas I think something about California is very old America. It's very familiar. Do you know what I mean? It's a slower pace. So I think people are nice here. So I think it's going to be interesting. What's going to be interesting is if we're out on the street and I'm in full regalia, whether I'll actually get any work done or I'll just be doing selfies with the entire population. I don't know. I have zero idea. I think that Arnie Schwarzenegger is sort of an iconic figure. When I saw him sitting in the room today, I was like, oh, wow. Like the last time I kind of felt like that was when I saw Margaret Thatcher walk into a room, And there are certain people that have been in your lives for a long time and they just take on this sort of otherworldly quality, But he was just in our country and apparently he's very nice. I heard really good things about him. So I think he's probably a pretty nice person, What he'll bring to the situation, I don't know. I mean, I think it's, I really, I feel a little bit like fox in the headlights to a certain degree. I mean, I'm not frightened. It's like, it's going to be fun. I'm just going to take it all on face value. So I have no idea what it's going to be like working with these people. I haven't sussed them all out yet. The first night I wasn't dressed up, so nobody knew who I was, so they weren't particularly interested in me. And then, of course, when you get the hat on, it's like, oh, you're Boy George. So I can't tell you what's going to happen. It's kind of like an adventure. I feel like I've been avoiding reality for the last 54 years, so might as well take a look around it, see what's happening. But this is not real life. This is TV. Well, I think that if it's something to do with music or fashion or makeup, or hats, that would be, depends on the angle, I don't think of myself, I think of myself as being a creative. I don't feel like I'm a business person. Successful musicians have a lot of people around them helping them with tax forms and things like that. So you can appear to be more of a genius than you are, but I'm good at, and if I feel like I'm out of my depth, I'll listen and I'll ask questions. I think that listening is a very powerful thing. Listen to the client, what are they actually asking you to do? Because I watch the show and I see when people run off with their own agendas, and I think that's obviously where people come unstuck, you know. And my idea is to kind of make myself indispensable by wearing bigger hats every day. I don't know what to expect. I'm kind of like, you know, watch my face when they tell us what the task is. I'll try and do that. You know, that face that you do when you didn't get the award. You're happy for everyone else. I'll probably try and do one of those faces.